Hey guys, Gojira fan 661 back with another video. Do not adjust your television. Yes, the video is black. You not be able to see anything right now. Let me explain why. I'm going to be doing a review on Fareast Monsters King Ghidorah. My camera does not allow me to take off the flash once I started recording with flash on. So I'm forced to do the light show first. I'm going to be sharing with you guys my struggle in getting this statue and the headache that it gave me once I received it. Got a couple of surprises and stuff like, a couple of defects that I was able to fix thanks to my persistence and my OCD-ness and the headache that I gave my girlfriend. All right, guys, so without any further ado, let me show you guys the light show with Godzilla and King Ghidorah. Press these things at the same time, hopefully. Again, I'll do it one more time. Alright guys, beautiful. Alright, so I'm going to pause the video and then show you guys, or tell you guys the story and also the actual review of the figure. Be right back. Alright guys, I'm back and I apologize if the video is a little dark. Again, I cannot put the flash because if I would have put the flash, I wouldn't have been able to show you guys the light show because my crappy camera does not allow to change flash once you started, or you start the video, you can't pause it and then put flash later. It won't allow me. So I want to apologize, and I want to apologize to you guys that have been following me for not doing the box day on this thing. I was just super excited. I couldn't wait, and I opened it, and it's a good thing that I did that because this thing gave me quite a few headaches. Well, first the story on how I got it. Well, as you guys who have been following me, when I did the original video of my collection a couple of months back when I started my first YouTube video, I showed you guys my '68 Fareast Monster Godzilla, and I expressed that it was a tragedy that Fareast Monsters went out of business, and they weren't able to finish their diorama of one of my favorite Showa era movies, the Destroy All Monsters. But we were able to get King Ghidorah and Godzilla. King Ghidorah being ultra rare to find because these things are just, every person who gets their hands on them almost 90% of the time doesn't want to sell. And I was looking online for months and months with no luck. Always found the Godzilla 68. Always found the Godzilla 68 for, anywhere between $25 to $45. They're not very expensive. They're very common. But these puppies, I would see old postings for $80, $90, but they were already sold out. They were nowhere on site. And a couple I should say about 3 weeks ago, I saw a guy post this with his Godzilla on eBay, and he was asking for $200 for both. Unfortunately for me, I already had the '68 Godzilla, so there was no need for me to purchase that. So I messaged him, told him, hey, would you be willing to sell me just the King Ghidorah? He said no. I kept basically, begging him, bugging him, please sell me the King Ghidorah, please sell me the King Ghidorah, you don't know how much this means. After a week or so of bugging him, he finally, said, you know what, I'll hold the figure for you, because I told him I would need a couple days for my payday to pay it. I paid $135 for this thing, and in my opinion, it was well worth it, simply because it's ultra rare, and this statue is just simply beautiful. It is by far my favorite piece in my entire collection. Better than any other figure I own or any other Godzilla paraphernalia stuff I have. Is by far this one takes the cake. So the seller, shipped it to me. It took him a long time to ship it because he was on vacation. And then he chose UPS ground, which takes forever. Luckily, I was able to get it yesterday, and when I opened it, it was really well packaged. It had packing peanuts, stuff like that, bubble wrap, but he forgot to put fragile. And if you guys can see inside the box there, I know it's a little dark in there, but because of my lighting, I have both my lights on, but still not helping me out a little bit. But you see back there, you can see the wings. The wings were basically off there. They were like just stuck in the middle together. So my first concern was, wow, like these a-holes at UPS, they don't really care, but then I noticed that the seller didn't put fragile on the box, so I really couldn't get too mad on UPS. So I opened it up thinking the worst, and to my surprise, the wings were intact. No chips, no paint scuffs, no cracks on the resin, nothing. So I was very happy about that. So I put the wings on, everything, and I'll be sharing with you guys I got a couple more headaches to share, but before I do that, let me show you guys the box. So there it is, Fareast Monsters King Ghidorah, number 2 in the collection. Lights up, collectible series, Destroy All Monsters, Battle Zone. Show you guys here on the side. Has this thing about the movie. You guys pause that. And read it. Show you guys here. This thing right here. So as you can see, the box is just beautiful. It's just beautiful. And then here are all the other ones that were supposed to come out. We had Mothra and Rodan, Gurosaurus, Kumonga, Baragon and Manda, Baron and Minya, and Geras, finally. So all these were supposed to come out afterwards. But unfortunately, as most of you guys know, Fareast Monsters went bankrupt, and they are forced to cease production. Alright guys, I'm going to pause this video, and I'll be right back with the statue, and review and more on the story. Alright guys, I'm back, and this thing is beautiful. You guys can see, it's a lot bigger than what I originally thought it was going to be. The wingspan is about 14 inches across, and the statue is about 7 inches tall. It is made out of resin and PVC, I believe. So one of the things that I wanted to get down to is, and again guys, I apologize for this crappy video, quality, but like I said, I can't put the flash once I start, and I needed to show you guys the show, how these things look amazing together. But one of the things that I wanted to mention is this right tail. As you can see the inconsistency here on the tails, right here and then right there. And the reason being is that these tails were attached, and then they were painted over to hide the attachment. So this wasn't just one giant piece. They stopped about right there, and then they would attach these the tails and then paint them over and stuff. And I've noticed online that a lot of the King Ghidorahs have that inconsistency right here. You guys can see right there, but it doesn't look too bad. It looks looks pretty good. You can see there's no cracks or anything, so it's not like that it's damaged. But one thing that I wanted to point out is when I took this thing out, I've noticed that the tail was a little wobbly, and you were able to see the line right here more. It was more defined. So what I ended up doing is I ended up lifting the tail and putting some professional super glue on there that is made for statues and stuff like that, that I got at a craft store, and it didn't leave any residue or anything like the cheap crazy glue that does, and did an excellent job in bonding it, and the tail has been fixed. But that was my minor headache. That wasn't the reason why I even had a headache. When I got this thing, I turned it on, as you guys can see if you guys saw on the obviously you guys saw the light show. Both of the heads work, but when I got this thing, and keep in mind, it was factory sealed. It was legitimately, authentically factory sealed. There was no foul play or anything like that. You know, I can tell when things have been resealed, retaped. This thing by far was unopened. Still had the little plastic tab in there, you know, that prevents the batteries from starting or making contact. Pulled that off, turned it on. First couple of times I noticed that only this light would come on. This light would not come on. This one right here with the energy beam would not come on. I tried it about 5-6 times, and finally it came on. My girlfriend was like, "Oh, well, there you go. I just needed to get the little kigs out, the spider webs out, the little nicks." And after about 6 or 7 of times that it came on, it just stopped. It went dead after that. I must have pressed this thing like over 200 times to give my girlfriend a headache. Sorry, honey, for giving you a headache. It was the funniest thing ever, because, you know, I was very OCD on why isn't it working. You know, I paid $135 for this thing. It's bad enough that the tail was, you know, loose, and now I have to deal with the light, blah, 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 blah. And I just kept pressing the button, thinking that it would just start up, it would light up like it did the first couple of tries. But no, it wouldn't. My girlfriend even said, "I'm going to be dreaming with King Ghidorah's sound effect all night." But I was able to open it from the base. And let me bring Godzilla 68 because he's easier to flip than this thing. I don't recommend you guys flipping this statue, especially when the wings are attached, because this thing's really heavy and it might break. You guys can see there's 4 screws there, and then the one in the middle is for the batteries. But I took those 4 screws off in the King Ghidorah platform, which is basically identical to the 68 Godzilla. And there was a lot of wiring in there. And what they did is, what Fareast Monsters did, is they would solder the wires together, and then they would put like a glue gun. They would glue the connections together so that it wouldn't make contact with other wires and stuff like that. So they didn't use electrical tape or the little electrical wing nuts that sometimes you use to bond the electrical connections. They did it to look nice. Again, it really doesn't matter because it's inside the platform, and so it doesn't really matter if it looks disgusting in there or if it looks really well organized in there, because you're not going to be going in there looking at it because it's inside the platform. But because of that, that's what caused it not to make connection with this one. So what I did is I ended up cutting the solder part, taking the I did very carefully with a because I didn't have any electrical wire cutters that just cut the plastic and you just slide off the plastic cover. So I ended up using a box cutter, and I kept I sliced the plastic part and until the copper wires were exposed, about this long, and then I just twisted them together. And then I put electrical tape around it, made it look nice, put it back in there all nice and neat like it was. Turn on the button, and voila, problem fixed. That took about 40 minutes to do, simply because I had to study the wiring connection. I didn't want to cut the wrong wire, and this thing not turned on. These are LED lights, so these things practically last forever. The only thing is, if the audio box were to go out, then you're practically screwed, I'd say, because Fareast Monsters went out of business, so there's like no replaceable parts for them, unless you would get another King Ghidorah, which would defeat the purpose, unless it was broken and then you were just getting it to take off the box and putting it on this one, which in that case would be very rare to find. But yeah, that's what I did, and voila, problem fixed, problem solved. See, the light goes on. Light goes on here too as well. So I was very happy afterwards, and again, I super glued the tail here at the bottom, at the back here, and problem solved. So after about 3 hours of this thing giving me a headache, I was finally content. Well, wow, I finally got what I was waiting for. But as you guys can see with the crappy lighting, this thing is very, very highly detailed. The eyes are just simply amazing. The eyes, when you look at the eyes You can see they look like this thing is almost alive. That's how nice these eyes. You can see the pupils and then the awesome paint in the mouth, red, and the sculpted teeth. I love it. This thing's amazing. The scales on it. Fareast Monsters did a very excellent job in detailing this statue. And you can see all the creases there on the wings. And this thing is huge. As I stated before, it has a 14-inch wingspan, and it's about 7 inches tall. And this thing, let me look at it. It's freaking amazing. And again, I got it for $135. Well worth it, in my opinion, because this thing is just, this is one piece that you don't find every day. This is not something you can go to your store or even go online for for the most part and find it every often. This thing, it comes, if you ever find it online and you guys don't have it, I recommend you guys snatch it up, because these things are ultra rare. Believe me when I say they're ultra rare to find. The 68 Godzilla is common. I wouldn't even waste my time getting him first. I would get him second after I get King Ghidorah. Unfortunately for me, when I went to Frankensons, which is a collectible, like a big building in the City of Industry, I've mentioned it before on my my Godzilla collection video. They have all these, they have some rare pieces from Japan, imports from Japan and stuff like that. But this thing, I never once have I seen a King Ghidorah there, ever. I've seen the 68 Godzilla, which is where I bought it, but never once have I seen the King Ghidorah there. So that's how rare this thing is. Went to Claw Marks, went to other various websites, eBay, Amazon, nothing, no cigar. And finally, one night, because I worked graveyard, I was just going through eBay, put in Fareast Monsters, and this thing came up brand new in the box with the Godzilla brand new in the box for $195. And bugged the crap out of the seller until he was able to sell it to me for $135. Got a couple of headaches with that. He is refunding me a little bit of money because of the circumstances with the tail and the him not marking it fragile, because I don't know if UPS did that or not. I told him I completely understand about the light not working, because that's not your fault. It was factory sealed. But just because of the simple fact that you forgot to put fragile, maybe that's the reason why this tail was loose. I don't know. And the wings being moved out of the packaging, because most likely UPS was rough with the package, not knowing that there was something really fragile in there. And again, I give credit to him for nothing really being damaged, because he really packaged this thing really well. He used packing peanuts and bubble wrap. So kudos to him for that, and thanking him for the partial refund for the inconvenience and stuff like that. But other than that, that pretty much concludes what I have to say. And let me bring out Godzilla 68 before I go, and show you guys how these things look in better lighting than when I started the video with the light show. Again, I apologize, guys, for the crappy lighting. My camera does not allow me to put flash once I started the video without flash, or vice versa, which is why if I were to start the video of me blabbing on what I just said, then I wouldn't have been able to show you guys the light show, because I wouldn't be able to take the flash afterwards. I am working on getting a better camera for doing my YouTube and stuff. If I invest hundreds of thousands of dollars in my collection, I can invest a couple of bucks for a better camera. So again, guys, I apologize for that. But as you can see, these things fit well perfectly. And the hand doesn't quite touch the neck, but that's all right. I've seen other where they fit flush, but again, that's not a big deal. These things look amazing together, and I'm gonna do the light show again with better lighting. You guys probably won't see the light as good, but you guys can see it a little better. So let me put these things on at the same time. Hold on a second. Come on. Oops. Oh, come on. All right. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, that pretty much concludes today's video and review. This is Ghidorah Fan 661 signing out, and I promise you guys I will be getting a better camera and doing better lighting reviews in the future. I might even do another video review on this statue and on the 68 Godzilla. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you guys have any questions to ask me, please comment down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and keep tuning in for more Godzilla videos to come. Alright guys, I'll see you guys later.